It's Friday, June 16th, 2023, and another day in the Guys with Rides garage is in the books. If you've watched the daily updates over the last few days, I've been busy preparing the rear seats and rear console to be dyed with a very good leather dye. I'm very pleased with the results. I can't wait to get them back in the car, take some before and after shots. But for now, I'm going to take you through the process of what I did today to actually use an airbrush to spray the leather dye on. In this first scene, I'm masking off the escutcheons for the upper rear seats. So I use a trim tool, plastic trim tool, to put a gap between the leather and that escutcheon. These are not easily taken out. I probably would have broken them, so it just made sense to do it this way and slowly tuck in pieces of tape around it to mask it off. This is sped up about 8 times. You see, once I get around it. Now, this next shot, I'm using the filler, the leather filler, to fill in cracks and other defects from wear and such. Just like any other spackle, you put it on, you wait about a half an hour, and then you can come back and lightly sand. I lightly sanded all of the leather, not just the spots I fixed, so that it has bite. The company that makes the leather dye recommends a quick drying lacquer thinner to wipe everything down one last time. Now here I am getting the dye. This was a specially mixed dye. It is a spot-on match for the original factory color. And I'm putting it into my airbrush bottle. 90% dye and 10% water. This is a water-based product. And then here I am. Now here you see me just spraying it on. This is in real time now. Just slowly working my way. In earlier videos for the rear cargo area panels, I used a foam brush. I was not happy at all with the results. So I'm very pleased with the way the dye here. And the biggest example of that using the brushes on these, you can kind of see it in the right panel there. There were a lot of brush marks. The camera doesn't pick it up. So I decided to spray these real quick. Not only is it a better finish on the leather, but it also uses a lot less material. With this stuff being $122 a quart, I want to be able to use the rest of it. Now here's a shot of me, and I'm wearing the camera on my head, but you can see me spraying the rear seats. These seats are in excellent shape, no tears or anything, and they're clean. They cleaned up very nicely, but this will really pop compared to the console and the other areas. And that's probably the worst damage of all. That's the top of the seat that's right under the hatch glass, and that was the most faded. It's a shame the camera can't really pick this up on such a light color, but you can see it here in this piping where I'm just going through. Multiple thin coats work best. The set time's about 20 minutes in between coats. You get very good control with the airbrush. I have my compressor set to 25 psi to do this. And now here's the second coat going on the rear console. And the lighting's kind of dark in here, but you get a flavor for just what a buttery color this is going to be. And I'm almost motivated to start tearing apart the front seats because now the cargo area looks good. The rear seat area is going to look fantastic. Very pleased. The parts are drying as I make this video, but going out there and looking at dried. The one thing I didn't mention is between coats, I would remember which direction I went in, and I would go in the opposite direction for the subsequent coat, and that seemed to give me very good coverage. If you watched yesterday's video, I took apart the fuel filler door as I was waiting for these parts to be, for the degreaser to set for a day. I did reach out to 928 International. They do have what's called the cassette. That's the pad that the flap, the fuel flap actually rests against. They've had to order that part, and I was informed that the rubber stop that I pulled out is no longer available. 928 International is going to give me that part. It's probably going to be a week or two before I see it. It's only a $10 part. No hurry for that, but it's in queue. And the hardware I'll secure locally. It's just a standard M5 nut. So we're moving forward with this. I'm very tempted to do the front seats next, but I know that's going to take a little more work. I want to see how these hold up. The neatest thing about the airbrushing this on, particularly on the seats, is that these are perforated leather seats that Porsche's famous for. And the coats are put on thin enough that they didn't block those perforated holes. Looks fantastic. I can't wait to show you guys. But that's it for now. As time permits, on Saturday and Sunday, reinstalling the rear seats and the rear console. I really want to get that back in. And as soon as I have that all installed, I'll put out a video. Probably won't be until Monday. But for now, you can see that this is progressing very nicely. And I've just got to figure out what I want to do next. So, any ideas? I know some of you have mentioned doing the engine detailing. I'm actually keeping that until closer to the Concours. There's a lot of other things I need to do before I worry about the engine. And anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please press the like button. And if you haven't done so, I encourage you to subscribe. We're getting very close to reaching 1,400 subscribers. I appreciate every one of you for subscribing and taking the time to do that. I wish everybody would. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. And for those of you that celebrate, happy Father's Day. Take care.